Question. 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 Question.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
Hi, I'm Lewis.
We did 89 Batman this week.
Not to be confused with 66 Batman.
And you know what I found, Lewis?
Hmm.
This movie did not stand the test of time.
It did not.
It looks like it's from 89.
It does have that 89 stamp of approval there.
It's got that weird opening that you were talking about. What'd you say? It looked like a postcard?
It does. It does look like a postcard shot because, like, after the credits scroll and everything, and it turns the Warner Brothers logo into the bat symbol, just a quick, just cold open. That's it. You see Gotham City, and it looks like just ripped off the "Wish You Were Here" on the side of the postcard.
Yeah, it kind of did.
And then it goes right into the freaking city, which looks crowded as fuck.
Yeah, it goes into this thing that we're going to be talking about here and there as we go through this movie, the issue of space and how it works. And I mean that from an artistic point of view, so a visual way where the buildings are very close together and they look very gigantic and they make you feel very small. So that version of space, the physical version of it, but also the emotional version of it. So when we start talking about Vicky Vale and Batman, I'll point it out again, but there's like this weird space dynamic that's going on between the two of them in their emotional range and in their relationship. So we'll talk about it, but that's like the big theme this week. It's space, the final frontier.
Yeah.
But then we get this almost Bruce's parents getting killed. It's like they were preemptively expecting people to constantly go over the Bruce Wayne's parents getting killed thing. Because in the opening of this movie, of course, they're a semi-well-to-do family. Mm-hmm. And of course, they're getting mugged. And of course, the dad gets pistol whipped.
So two assholes mug a family, pistol whip the dad.
You're setting this up like it's a joke. Tell me the punchline. What's the punchline?
The punchline is Batman.
That's just a punch, Lewis. That's not a punchline.
He gives a line.
Well, yeah. That super iconic, I'm Batman.
Well, even then, he doesn't do that right away.
I'm Batman.
Because he, like,
Lewis,
dangles
I'm
the
Batman.
guy off the side of the building. Don't kill me! Don't kill me, man! Don't kill me! I'm not gonna kill you. I want you to tell your friends all about me. Who are you? I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. There's a god-awful CG shadowing thing that they do.
That's before that happens, yeah.
Any time that I see that, it's just so bad.
That's before CG was as good as it is now.
It was before it was really CG.
Good.
It was actually animation on top of the cells.
You got a point.
They were running on Windows DOS. It's not like
not
like it could produce an image very well. Do you remember Windows DOS when we were playing Oregon Trail in elementary school? That's what kind of images they could bring up. They couldn't bring up those kind of highly detailed images on a computer. So that's animation on top of the cells. But the artist wasn't that good.
That composite was all wrong.
It was all wrong.
And so they get into the whole Gotham is a dirty city.
It's dirty, it's smoky, which is another thing that I'm going to be pointing out for like 1,000 times. There's smoke in every single, or smoke or steam in every single outdoors scene. And also, there's like a huge smoke-filled room later on in the movie that I'll point out.
Yeah, what's up with Gotham? Is it like on top of a natural spring or something?
Or a volcano? Like, where's all that smoke coming from?
There is steam coming in like every freaking sewer grate.
Yeah, all of the time. It's not winter. Or like, maybe it's like early fall. Nobody's dressed like it's winter time.
It's true. It's not winter. People have some long sleeves, shirts and sweaters. But that's it. Like, there's nothing really bundled up.
Yeah, so I don't understand the point of it. Wasn't this one of those movies that was filmed in Germany?
No, this was filmed on the London backlot.
Oh, maybe that's why, because London's more humid. That might be what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it doesn't really matter, because in the end, there's a shit ton of steam in this movie, and I don't know why there's so much.
I mean, if they're trying to go with the gothic feel of Gotham, they went over the top with all this shit.
Well, so this was directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
And Tim Burton, admittedly, doesn't know a whole lot about Batman. He said it in interviews right around this time, that he didn't have any background in Batman. Mm-hmm. And he's a new director at the time. So it was like the beginnings of what is now known as his style. Very over the top.
Yeah, very dark and gothic, too.
So this is just one in a long line of Tim Burton style movies. But anyway, let's move on from that, because we could talk about Tim Burton for quite a while. We start getting introduced to some of the characters in this movie.
Dirty cops by the name of Eckhart.
Yeah. We also learn the reporter, Alexander Knox, in this scene, who is the exact opposite of the April O'Neil character. He's chasing down a lead, but it's a joke.
Like, to everybody else.
To everybody else, it's a joke. And it's like a running thing throughout this movie that he is just not somebody that you would believe.
Everybody gives him shit about it. He is the laughingstock of the entire freaking newspaper staff, police force.
Everybody. It's weird that it's exactly the opposite. Like, what, a year before the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out?
Yeah.
It's weird that they chose to do that, and then the Turtles turn around and were like, this female is somebody that you should respect because of the exact same thing. Really? Okay. The late 80s and early 90s were a weird time, kids.
Yeah. So everybody's giving Knox shit. Even Eckhart, the dirty cop, who's just like, no, these guys... Hold on, let me get the Eckhart voice going on.
I'm sorry for your throat in advance.
These guys slipped on a banana peel.
I really wish that you guys could see his face when he makes that voice, because he like loses his neck when he does it. He like tucks his whole chin in.
Eckhart had no neck.
He had no neck, that's true. But like, oh man, you just like, your whole body turned into that character. It's great.
And even then, they're still ranting and raving about, you know, the 6-foot bat that fucking almost killed them. And then still you get the, don't be writing this in your papers. You're full of shit, Knox, and you can quote me on that.
And then he turns around and takes a bribe.
Turns around and takes a bribe from freaking Jack Nicholson, Jack Napier.
It's almost like Jack Nicholson couldn't remember what his name was in movies, because he's Jack in this movie. He's also Jack in The Shining.
He needs to be Jack.
His name is Jack. So, through the Alex thing, we meet Vicky Vale, who ends up being the love interest of Bruce Wayne later in the movie.
And everybody else for some reason.
And everybody else. Like, she's cute. Kim Basinger is pretty cute, but yeah, apparently everybody wants to put their dick in her. And I don't get it.
I get it.
Alex is the first one to say, I want to put my dick in you. She's coming off of a really big story that's highly successful, right? She's a photographer, in case anybody missed that. She's coming off of a very super serial kind of story.
That was published in Time magazine.
And this bitch turns around and wants to do Batman. Why is it that Gotham City makes women lose their minds? So this happens with Kim Basinger. It also happens with Nicole Kidman, who has a very successful psychiatry practice or whatever it was. And then she decides that she's going to become obsessed with Batman. Why?
I don't know.
And then it happens again with Talia al Ghul. Sure, she had background plans, but...
Still. Gotham.
Everybody wants to move to Gotham and hunt down Batman.
Because Batman. I mean, her reasoning was about, you know, him killing her father, but even then, he didn't kill her father. He even said it. I don't have to save you. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm Batman. Whoosh.
But didn't we, like, last week just figure out that negative responsibility still makes you a murderer?
I'm Batman.
But Batman.
I'm Batman.
But Batman, don't fly away. I have questions.
I'm Batman. Whoosh.
Guys, Batman kills a lot of people in this movie. Can we just talk about that for a second? No, that's skipping way ahead. All right. I guess Batman's off to go design the next version of the Batwing. So we'll just keep talking about Alex, and maybe Batman will come back and we can ask him a couple more questions later on. Alex and Vicky Vale, right, is what we were talking about.
They're trying to figure out how they can get a good thing about Batman for some reason.
Yeah, and trust is instantaneous between the two of them.
Yeah, automatically. Pretty girl comes up, she asks him about Batman. He's like, oh, all right, who the fuck's playing around? Because first thing he's like, pretty girl out of nowhere gonna come and start asking me about like my one story that I'm trying to hang on to, and all these fuckers in the room are giving me shit about it. Why am I gonna go ahead and believe this? Who put you up to this? And she's like, no, it's true. I'm just interested in bats. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, let's do this. We got a game plan. Let's put our heads together and fucking write notes.
I don't understand it. So then we find out that Vicky Vale has been invited to Bruce Wayne's party. This is a thing. So after they decide that they're going to be going to Wayne Manor for reasons. Why exactly did they want to go to Wayne Manor?
They wanted to go to the Wayne Manor because they wanted to interview Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Dent and the mayor about rumors about Batman. Yet they have no clue who Bruce Wayne is, and they're going to his house.
Yeah.
These are some horrible reporters.
Yeah. Especially Alex, who actually lives in the city. And it becomes an actual plot point that Vicky Vale is not from Gotham. She's visiting, right? I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up when it comes up. But there's a thing that I'm going to talk about that irritates the shit out of me in this movie.
She says it when she first meets Alexander Knox. And then after they go into the party and everything, and she's wandering around and taps Michael Keaton on the shoulder and is like, can you tell me which one's Bruce Wayne? The power of Bat Boners is strong with him because all he can do is... when Bruce Wayne's supposed to be a charming playboy, so he's supposed to just be like, well, I'm Bruce Wayne. Look at me in my bankroll.
Have you seen the size of my bankroll?
Have you seen the size of my cars?
That's right, S on the end of that.
I have lots of them. Not a single one is black.
But, so this base thing comes up again in this scene, right? Because they're in Wayne Manor, where they're having this charity event, where everybody's gambling. There's probably like 200 people there or so. That'd be my wild guess. I didn't sit there and count. It's just a guess. Of supposedly the most rich people in Gotham. And way, way, way too many casino games for the size of this ballroom with giant quotes around that. I've seen a ballroom or two. We got married in one. They're really big, like by definition. It's not like you can fit 200 people uncomfortably in a real ballroom. This is obviously like a set that they put and then squish 200 people in. And it's really smoky and everybody's brushing up against each other. And it really doesn't feel like that's what rich people should have to put up with. It really doesn't.
No. And even if there were that many rich people in Gotham, all stuffed into Wayne Manor for this fundraiser, why the fuck would there even be the need for a fundraiser for Gotham if there's that many fucking rich people that should be investing in the city that they love and they're a part of?
I actually know the answer to this. I actually know the answer to a question that we're going to ask on this.
What is it?
It's for the tax break. If it's for a charity, they can spend a whole bunch of money and then get a tax break at the end of the year so that they don't have to pay however much taxes they have to pay. So that's why they're having a charity event. That's why in all of Bruce Wayne Manor party scenes, in all of Batman worlds, there's always a charity scene because all rich people always make sure to give to a lot of charities so they don't have to pay a shitload of taxes. You're welcome. That's not political in the least. That's just a true fact of the world.
Yeah, no, but sir, what assholes?
They didn't get rich by spending a lot of money.
Hey,
Just saying.
all I'm saying is we're not rich and we'll still give.
Guys, if you haven't donated to anything this week, donate to something. Even if it's to that mangy dog that lives in your neighborhood, just give him a hamburger. Just spread some good in the world. Anyway, back to this. We start learning about the Joker in between these two scenes. Like, we kind of skipped around a little bit in the way that the movie tells stuff. But we start learning about the Joker a little bit. Jack Napier, who's a made-up name. But it's based on one of many backgrounds on the Joker. The Jack White one, which is one of his aliases, and also a background that he comes up with, despite Lewis saying that it's not. I'm the Batman person here. Let me drink from my Batman cup yet once again.
Yeah, you didn't know Watchmen was DC.
Batman, not DC. We're talking Batman, we're not talking DC. Anyway, I just thought it was Dark Horse. Whatever. Anyway.
So we get to Jack Napier, who's a narcissistic bastard, sleeping with the boss's girlfriend, yet still believes that nothing's going to happen, they're not going to be found out, because apparently the old boss needs him to help run the city.
Yeah.
And we get into his kind of squabble with that, Because the boss is like, well, see, the cops are getting too close to what's happening, and the DA is going to sniff us out for one of our front companies and everything. It's all going to get connected back to me. God damn it. And he's getting all mad at freaking Billy D. Williams because he's good at selling malt liquor to everybody. He's a sly bastard, that Lando Calrissian. And so... freaking Jack is just like, well, all we have to do is break into Access Chemicals because we got to tie Access Chemicals in here somewhere because it's one of the front companies. Make it look like industrial espionage, take all the records out and, make out like bandits.
Yeah, sure.
So, boss is like, you know what? That's a good idea. Jack, I'm going to put you in charge of this.
Super creepy.
Because you are the number one guy.
Guys, whenever I'm upset, Lewis imitates this guy. Because it is so creepy, it makes me laugh really hard. I'm trying really hard not to bust up laughing because of...
Don't forget your lucky deck.
Because of how Kike acts. Because of how Lewis acts. Sorry, I said the wrong word.
And so, crime boss goes ahead and sets up Jack, calls Eckert in. It's just like, hey, I got a fucking tip for you. Pretty much it's just, hey, kill Jack because shit's going down and I want to be out of the loop and I want everything implanted on him, pretty much.
Yeah. Back at the party, that message is carried along by a guy who weirdly looks like Idris Elba to me. I actually had to check to make sure that it's not him, but he looks a lot like him, that particular actor. And then we as the audience find out what's going on through the
power of 3 cameras placed behind one giant mirror when Alexander Knox and Vicky Vale are just strolling around Wayne Manor without anywhere to do or anything like that, and still have no idea who the fuck Bruce Wayne is until he comes in and introduces himself and says, hey, I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm the guy that owns this house and all this shit that y'all are staring at. What's up? And so, because of that, they kind of are just like, oh, shit. After talking shit about him for I don't know how many minutes, and then he figures out what the hell happened. Alfred tells him that, Commissioner Gordon left and that he needs to pretty much check the tapes and head on out doing his Batman thing. So he runs off, leaves them there. We see the weird 3-camera setup because that's a thing that needs to happen in Wayne Manor. Mm-hmm. We get to Access Chemicals after that. Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon busts up into the Access Chemicals thing and takes over, right? Then we get the standoff with the Joker. Well, he's not the Joker yet. With Batman holding on to Jack Napier. And Jack tries firing his gun at Batman and he misses. And he ends up hitting a bunch of glass, which cuts his cheeks. And then he falls into this vat of acid. Or bubbling chemically goo, whatever it is. Definitely not radioactive, though, because it's not glowing green. It's just pea soup green. So then we get this weird shot of the Joker's hand coming out of the goo with his weird torn glove thing going on, right? The thing that I'm interested in is that his hand appears to have rigor mortis, right? So it looks like it's stiff in one position. So that means he's dead. Who pulled him out of the vat? I'm really interested in this. Did Bob go and pull him out, or because everybody left, right?
If they weren't arrested by the cops or killed, I think so.
Because Eckhart is nice to have in a one-on-one kind of situation, but if it's him and a bunch of other people, are all of those people on the bankroll? Are all of them going to turn a blind eye while Bob is struggling with this much larger and heavier man that he's pulling out of a liquid that's going to weigh him down even more? I'm really curious about this.
But Eckhart got killed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Think about the future.
Why'd he turn around?
What did he turn around? He did a slow turn to look up at Jack with a stupid face on. Just like that. And then got shot. Like he didn't know that was going to happen.
That's true.
His fat ass should have ran.
I don't know. Even in Batman Begins, he had the good sense to try and, flee before getting caught. So I'm sorry, Eckhart was dead. Which means that there were still cops in the area, and none of which we knew to be on the payroll of Grissom. So, who pulled the Joker out of the bat?
If it was Bob, he wasn't wearing any gloves.
Dun, dun, dun! Because he's wearing gloves the whole movie.
No.
The rest of the movie, he is.
Yeah.
Kike. Secret headcanon of this movie is that Bob got partially transformed.
His hands are white.
His hands are white. Well, I mean, like, not because he's white, but because he's white.
Because he reached in the chemicals. I got you.
He's chalky.
We go switch over right now. Yeah, we switch over at the moment because it goes to Bruce and Vicky. Well, actually, it goes to Alex and Vicky talking about trying to set up how Batman operates, and she's trying to be like, well, maybe he has a flight pattern because here's access chemicals and here's the known sightings and all this. And then he's like, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's go ahead and have dinner and talk this over. And she's like, well, I can't because I have a date. And he's like, what? And we're all like, what? And she's like, with Bruce Wayne. Wait, when?
When did he ask her out? Look, you remember how a little while ago I was like, Vicky's just visiting. How did he get her phone number? Because we saw their whole interaction. Did Alfred go up to her and be like, bitch, give me your number? I don't know how the kids talk these days.
When the hell did Bruce ask out Vicky?
No, like, this is a legitimate question for me. Because it happens here, where Bruce is just suddenly asking her out on a date. And it happens again when the Joker becomes interested in her in a little bit. He says to Bob explicitly, he says, get me the phone book. She's not in the phone book. She's visiting. She doesn't live in Gotham. She's just there for a short while. That's what visiting means. Which means that she's not in the phone book. Who the hell thought that this was okay to make this a plot point? All they would have had to do is say she went and she came back and she lives in Gotham.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
That's it.
But they had to make it so that she didn't know who Bruce Wayne was. Neither did Alex. And Alex lives in Gotham.
He should know who the most influential single billionaire of Gotham is.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't understand it. All right, let's move on.
And so they have their date thing, and then Vicky sleeps with him because that's a thing you do after one small dinner at his house.
I mean, was it a Tinder date and nobody told us? Like, was Tinder a thing in 89?
No, Tinder was not a thing in 89.
She swiped right. I don't know how Tinder works. I'm married. Sorry.
She did something and said yes.
Yeah. She put out on the first date. But then throughout the rest of the movie, she's got this thing where she's like, he really got to her, or like she really dug him for some reason. Is he just good in sack?
She flipped psycho on him.
She went overly obsessed girlfriend with him.
She did, because they have dinner and everything, and then he comforts her through the night when she wakes up, and then in the morning she wakes up and sees him hanging upside down, but she never questions him about it.
Yeah. Which
is still odd.
It is weird. It's also weird that he's doing it in the same room.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's also really weird. Okay, so if you were to actually sleep upside down, I don't care if you're Batman or not, the blood rushing to your head would kill you. There's no you can just sleep upside down thing. It's not, you can't do it. The human body's not able to do it. That's why it gives you a headache when you stand upside down for a while or hang upside down for a while. It's just not, it's not a thing your body can do. You're not that Michael Keaton, all right?
Even then, he wasn't asleep. He was still stretching and everything. But yeah, still. He's doing that shit, and then she finally gets dressed or whatever out of bed and wakes him up for some reason. He's asleep on the couch, whatever. I don't fucking know. But she fucking asked him to go to lunch, and he's like, I can't do it because, I have shit to do.
Remember that thing about space? This is the emotional space thing, right? She wants to close the distance, and he's pushing her away.
Yeah.
Right? So space. There.
Yeah. And so, because he can't freaking meet her for lunch because he has personal shit to take care of, and she doesn't want to hear that shit because Alfred's saying that they're not going anywhere, and he was just like, oh, I got a business venture and all that. Fucking, she could just drop it, something. No, she has to fucking flip the stalker switch on him and start following him and wonder what the fuck is going on with Bruce Wayne.
She's got selective investigative reporter abilities because she's not really willing to look into certain things. But as soon as the guy that gave her a good dick says some shit that might be a lie, bitch turns right on that an investigative reporter part of herself.
She starts stalking him and everything, and she follows him to go to Crime Alley. Where
Big quotes on that.
Why is Crime Alley in front of a hotel?
I don't know.
He lays his roses down, and she runs over there and finds out what the hell, and she wants to know why and all this shit.
She's taking creepy pictures of him from a distance.
Yeah.
Because she has them. She has them later.
She's hiding out by her car and everything, taking all the snapshots and everything.
No, she followed him. She was hiding behind a building.
That's what it was. I thought she was still hiding out in the car. And so they do all that weird shit because she has to know everything about him now.
That's overly attached girlfriend meme. Right there. She fucked him once. And then he tried to say, I'm not ready for this. I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's what he's trying to say. And then she just goes crazy. Mm-hmm. I don't get it.
So let's go back to the Joker.
Yeah, Joker. Because you know what? It's crazy about this. The Joker storyline makes more sense than the Vicky Vale storyline.
So he is rescued somehow and
questionable
makes his way to a back alley surgeon, which conveniently has its own little sign that says surgery on there.
Yeah. Oh, you had a weird bit of trivia about this surgeon dude.
Yeah, so the surgeon, after they finish the unwrapping of his face and everything, he's like, well, look at the tools that I have. And they're just the dental tools that Steve Martin had in Little Shop of Horrors.
Guys, I love Little Shop of Horrors. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's great.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Little Shop of Horrors, go watch it.
How can you perform plastic surgery with dental tools?
I don't know.
It's
Joker takes over the crime boss's operation. And then he tries to convince all of the other crime bosses to, throw in with him. When one rejects, he kills him, which is relevant for later on in the movie because he just kills him, right? Mm-hmm. With an electric shock. And then he's got this hilarious one-liner that I always think is hilarious and Lewis hates.
It was just the whole performance there at the end. That's what I hate.
Okay, so after he kills this dude, it's one of my favorite parts with the Joker in this movie. Because...
Shake on it. I got a live one here.
Mm-hmm. Lewis hates this performance in this particular scene. I adore it. It's one of my favorites of Jack Nicholson because he goes full crazy. And I really like him. I appreciate him as an actor for doing so because it's necessary for the character.
But he went full crazy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and that's what he needed.
Well, anyway, that's why he got the role.
And The Shining. That's what he needed in both
sure
of
did.
those. In this one, he didn't need to go full crazy.
He did, though. He did. The part of the Joker that's hardly ever seen that we got with the Heath Ledger version is the crazy part. We get the humorous side. We get the Joker, he's someone who plays jokes on people, part of the Joker personality. We also get the ridiculous amount of planning Joker. Cool. We very, very rarely will get the insane version of him because he is insane. He's totally nuts.
You don't think we're going to get that in Suicide Squad?
I don't know. We might. Oh, man. Jared Leto seems like he would. Okay. Fun fact, guys. When I saw the first teaser trailer for Suicide Squad, I was legitimately afraid of Jared Leto. My boogeyman, when I was a kid, had metal teeth. So when he came and came into the light in that crazy way with a big grin on his face, it was immediate. I went back to my childhood. This guy is frightening as hell to me. So I was legitimately afraid. And that's good for the Joker, for that particular character. Because you have to show the crazy. There's a whole mythos that I can go into. And this whole theory of mind that goes into the Batman character. That all of the bad guys, all of the villains are aspects of his own personality or the opposite of his own personality. Lewis and I have had long conversations about this. I'm not going to bore you guys with it right now. I'll write a blog post about it. But the Joker is the opposite of the super logical part of Bruce Wayne. And that's why he's the number one villain. He's the one that everybody wants in every movie because he's exactly the opposite of Batman in every way. That doesn't mean that he's exclusively funny. That also means that he is exclusively insane.
Why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to stealing from the mob?
That's actually a pretty good impression. That's actually the line that started that whole mythos thing that I was just talking about. So all of that aside, right, this particular scene is what I would point to as being the one time in this movie that we see the absolute insanity of the Joker. Even in the climax where he's meant to be super crazy, I would say he is less insane than in this scene.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Because at the end, in the climax, he's laughing. He's lost his mind in a different way. In this scene, he's totally giving himself up to his own insanity. And that's why I point to the scene as him being more insane. And then he's got that crazy ass laugh, which as a child I used to be very afraid of. I was a very scared little kid, all right? I was afraid of a lot of things. I still am, thanks to anxiety. Ding.
I want to take a poll after Suicide Squad comes out. Whose laugh sounds better? Leto's, Ledger's, Nicholson's, or Cesar Romero's? I'm going to leave Hamill out because, god damn it, Hamill is good.
God, Hamill is so good though, isn't he?
Yes.
Jesus, that
because
guy's
he knew
amazing.
how to pull it. He knew the different kinds of laughs to give for the Joker.
Yeah.
But
anyway, okay, we're getting off topic. This is the part where the Joker finds out who Vicky Vale is.
Yes.
And decides that he is in love with her.
But Alicia, I have a question though.
What do you have a question about?
We see Bob come in.
Uh-huh.
He's got this nice purple bomber jacket that has a Joker emblem on the side of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Where the hell did those people get those uniforms?
I don't know.
Because they got them really fucking fast. Because
You know,
all the Joker's men have that.
I'd really like to know just so that I can personally order one. Because those are really nice jackets. Like all 50s greaser style. And just, they're cute. I like them. And so fast, though, on the delivery.
Like, even at the whole mob meeting, too. All the men were wearing the jackets.
Not even Amazon could have delivered that fast, all right? Not even with Prime.
And this was before
This is
Amazon.
before Amazon.
So, I was telling you something there.
Yeah, Amazon. Where are you at?
Where are you at, Amazon? Get up on this.
So, Joker has a crush on Vicky Vale. This is the part where he's like, get me the phone book. And it irritates the shit out of me every time I hear it. Anyway. And then Alfred does his thing where he's trying to convince Bruce to give him some grandkids.
For reasons.
All right. And then Bruce listens to him and goes to Vicky's apartment.
So, what we're going to is the whole Joker falling for Vicky and everything. And he's making out to set up the whole shoot the mob bosses so he can take full control of the city. Bruce is there for some flippin' reason.
Yeah.
And gets grazed in the arm. And Vicky's been screaming at him to go ahead and get down and everything because all the shots, and even fucking Alexander Knox, the same thing. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Get down. They're shooting everywhere. And he's just like stunned, just like looking around like, oh my god, he's still alive. I must walk slowly like a zombie towards him because the Joker's still here.
And nobody connects that he's the Batman.
Nobody puts shit together about that. They just kind of put it aside, and it's just randomly billionaire just walking out in the middle of a firefight. And is not stunned by it.
Yeah. Okay.
And Joker sets up the date for Vicky to go to the museum. Luckily, she thinks it's Bruce and calls Wayne Manor and says that she's going to be 10 minutes late. So Bruce knows exactly what's going on. And then we have her sitting around waiting impatiently for, I don't even fucking know how long.
Okay, I have a problem with this too. She said she's going to be 10 minutes late. And then she's waiting long enough to have finished her glass of water and be looking around impatiently, right? So I'm going to say that that's about, 20, 30 minutes?
Probably 30 minutes.
And she's not just looking around impatiently. She's straight up fucking bored out of her skull, right? So unless she has serious ADHD problems, which I doubt, is very, very impatient and has been waiting there for a very long time. Which means, if we go on the outside, because I think 30 minutes sounds about right for finishing the cup and looking around like how she was, then she's 40 minutes past when their agreed upon time was to meet. I would never wait that long.
Yeah, why is she still there?
I'm married to you and I wouldn't even wait that long. Well, I mean, I would, but only because we have one car and you'd have to be picking me up. But that's besides the point.
Point is,
I wouldn't wait.
40 minutes is way too damn long.
Especially not for somebody that you slept with once and has been trying actively to push you away since that point.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious the guy doesn't want to date you. Like, chill, overly attached girlfriend.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing. He's not interested.
And so
then the maitre d' just comes over and gives her a package, right? And at no point does she try and call Bruce again. This is the other thing. But then the maitre d' comes over and he's got this box with some writing on it that looks like it was written by a 4-year-old. And I only say a 4-year-old because it looks like it's written like in crayon. And I found out in doing research for this episode that that's Tim Burton's handwriting. I also found out in research for this that Tim Burton has dyslexia. Didn't know that. That's cool. I mean, I'm not going to fault the guy for it, but...
I'm not going to forgive him either.
No, but the handwriting was terrible, was the point. And so she gets this mask, and she puts it on because that's the directions, and she sees the smoke. Again, smoke, right? And then the Joker comes in.
He'd go ahead and bust in the door to make his grand entrance. Lawrence, let's broaden our minds. And they fucking pop on Prince, which is amazing, because Prince did the soundtrack for this movie, which was amazing. And so they start running through the museum, defacing everything they could, because that's what they do. And then I guess Joker got fucking ESP or something after falling in the vat of chemicals, because he immediately knows when Bob is about to stab a painting.
Yeah.
And he stops him before he's anywhere close to it. He's like, I kind of like this one, Bob. Let's leave it alone.
He's turned the other way. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And so he makes his way up to the table and is pretty much introducing himself. He is a new kind of artist because he is a homicidal artist.
Uh-huh.
And so he's looking through her portfolio, pulling off a J.K. Simmons as Jonah Jameson thing before the movie ever came into fruition. Flipping through all the earlier pictures and fashion things. Crap. And as soon as he gets to the Corto Maltese thing, that's when he's like, oh, this is good. The way that you make the bones, the bodies. It's got a certain feeling. It's I don't know if it's art, but I know what I like.
So she starts getting scared, and she throws water in his face. And he starts pretending like it's acid or whatever, like he's just playing a joke. And she immediately goes into comforting mode.
Why would she comfort the man that she's trying to get away from?
It doesn't make any sense.
And before freaking any more harm can happen to stupid white lady, because she stands with her back in a corner against a pillar while he shoots his freaking acid flower, Batman shows up.
Yay, Batman!
To help the strong, independent woman who is now a damsel in distress.
Yeah, she goes back and forth like 20 times in this movie.
Damn it.
She's like two characters put into one or something. Like, it is so crazy how different she is from one moment to the next. And
I feel they just didn't know what they wanted to do with her. They freaking line launcher their way out, jump into the Batmobile, and drive off, while the Joker's henchmen come following in their nicely color-coordinated cars.
Dude, which department store did they go to where they could get matching cars and matching jackets in such a fast time?
I don't know.
I don't know if you guys have ever had your car painted, but it takes like 3 or 4 days at minimum to get it painted, because it's like there's a lot of pieces that have to be taken off and shit like that they need to paint. I don't understand how they did this fast. I mean, there's no direct timeline in this movie, as often there isn't in this time period, but it still doesn't make sense for it to be this fast, because he's moving really fast.
Really fast.
Just like Vicky did when she was trying to move into the Wayne fortune. Just saying.
This is true. She did. And so they fucking pull off to whatever. She gets pulled away because he's trying to protect her. And then he's fighting with the 4 random thugs there, with the one other random Asian thug. I'm sorry, I had to put an emphasis on it, because there are 2 thugs like this that are freaking Asian thugs that come up out of nowhere, flip
Lewis.
over whatever.
Lewis.
What?
It's because they're ninjas.
It's bullshit.
You should
right?
see this face, guys.
They are not ninjas, because both of them come flipping down whatever. Like the first one, he flips over a fence line out of nowhere, stands there, has to do his fucking little stance, pulls out his swords, and then what the fuck does he do? He starts screaming and yelling while he's fucking flipping the swords around him and everything. That is not a ninja.
They were studying the abridged book of ninja.
They were following fucking Shredder on the last part of freaking Teenage Mutant Ninja
I mean,
Turtles.
Come on. How do you expect to beat me? I can't do that. You do such a better impression than I do.
You can't go Brooklyn?
No, I can't go Brooklyn.
And so fucking it does that weird stuntman versus stuntman thing, because you can obviously there's a stuntman in the bat suit, and they fight it out, whatever, which is a weird unchoreographed fight.
Anyway, so he takes Vicky Vale back to the bat cave, right? Why does he have a bat in a bat cage in the bat cave?
The rest of them are hanging
They're
on the roof.
They're all just chilling, and then he's got this one. Is that the one that has rabies? Is he doing tests on it? Is he trying to see what happens when he puts the Smile-X on it? Did bats smile when he put the Smile-X on them?
I don't
Did
think
he
so.
try and put baby powder on that bat? Because I really want to know.
I don't know. It's weird because he's talking about them being great survivors and everything, and he points up to them about how they're so cool, yet he has one in a cage off to the side next to where he parks his car.
I don't know. And then Alfred's sitting there saying, "Oh, Bruce, you need to give me some grandkids. Look at this pretty bitch that you fucked the other day."
And I think what it was, though, is Bruce was treating that one bat as the baby, and Alfred was just like, no, fuck this. We need some real babies.
Did Bruce Wayne try and fuck that bat?
I have no idea.
Was Bruce Wayne running fertility treatments on that bat to try and get a bat baby? Kike, do you remember in the early 90s when there was that bat kid thing that was going on in the Weekly World News?
Yes.
That's what happened. It's Bruce Wayne's real child.
All this time I thought it was Damian Wayne.
Shh, no. His only one true child.
It's so...
All right, go back to the real story.
And so freaking... He tells her everything that he's figured out, sends her back to her place. She grabs her boob when she wakes up because he stole fucking photos out from there. Mm-hmm. He already went there, so it's nothing new.
It's nothing new. And also, she's not offended that he groped her.
Nope.
She's just mad that he took the pictures.
That's it. She calls Alexander Knox, set up the fucking late edition of printing about, hey, Batman solved this thing. Joker gets pissed because he's the Joker. And then we cut to the mayor talking about how he's going to resign from doing the 200th anniversary thing now.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole movie, he's been pushing for it.
We also get this weird scene where Bruce Wayne has finally been talked into going to tell Vicky Vale about him being Batman by Alfred, because that's a thing. He's doing it in this weird and very, very, very awkward Michael Keaton kind of way. She's all over the place with her emotions. She's pissed. And she has every right to be, because he's been nothing but a jerk to her. And then he shoves her into a chair and yells at her and tells her pretty much, shut up. I've got something to tell you. And then she's immediately like, oh, what do you need, baby? Tell me. She is insane. She's insane.
She's what Harley Quinn would have been before.
Oh
they
my
made
God,
Harley
she
Quinn.
could have been Harley Quinn.
But this was way before.
I know, but
Harley
still.
Quinn. Yeah.
Harley Quinn came way after this.
Yeah, but...
Oh, man. The Joker comes over to profess his love to Vicky Vale. And when he sees Bruce, who's gone back and put this silver makeup thing in his vest pocket because that's the only place that he would possibly shoot him. Thank God he didn't go for his head. The Joker goes,
I see, we have another rooster in the hen house.
yeah, it's cute. And then he tries to bow out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he kills him.
Because
Pretends to kill him.
Bruce antagonizes him. I have a huge problem with this scene. Bruce is supposed to keep his identities separate.
Yeah.
Yet, for some reason, they wanted Michael Keaton to go fucking insane because they said that's what Batman does. That is not what Batman
That's not
does.
what Batman does.
Batman does not go insane. He's not fucking explosive like that. He's fucking calculating. That's why he is the great night detective. Fucking detective.
What was your problem?
About that whole thing right there, and then Joker goes ahead and leaves.
What did he say?
The fucking... Oh.
You're welcome. I know you forgot. You blocked it out.
I blocked it out. His fucking whatever quote.
Ugh.
Because he fucking, before he shoots Bruce, he tells him, you ever dance with the devil by the pale moonlight? Bruce looks at him weird, as we all do.
Because that's a weird thing to say.
And then he goes, it's something I tell all my prey.
Okay, we've seen him kill like probably 10, 15 people in this movie. It's the first time that I heard him say that.
Not once has he uttered that. Even when he's fucking electrocuting the dude with the fucking hand buzzer.
He makes a joke before killing him.
Yet
He doesn't say anything about devils and pale moonlight. Just literally not even part of the joke.
He says he tells that of all his prey because he likes the sound of it.
Yeah.
and then shoots Bruce.
I'm not okay with that. It's dumb. It's a dumb throwaway line. All he would have had to do is just for no reason. He could have just said it.
But no, we needed that nice tie-in at the end to fucking Bruce's past.
Alfred shows Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
After Bruce has this flash of his parents being shot. But still, what the fuck, Alfred?
What the fuck, Alfred? Like, seriously, what the fuck? You're worse than the mother-in-law trying to interfere in the newlyweds' plans to not have kids yet trope. The fuck, Alfred?
You had one main job above
job.
your other responsibilities of Wayne Manor, and that is to keep people out of the fucking Batcave. You do that well in the other fucking movies. What made this one different?
I don't know.
What made this one different that you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and let this lady in.
I don't know.
Because he had his dick in her.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And then, the thing that I have a problem with in this scene is that Vicky Vale is more interested in their relationship than she is about the fact that he's a masked vigilante.
She doesn't give a shit that he's the masked vigilante that she's been trying to get a story onto.
She doesn't seem to even realize that he's Batman. What the fuck is wrong with Vicky Vale?
She just wants the dick.
She just wants that dick.
She wants some Wayne dick. That's it.
I don't know.
It wasn't just the car.
Apparently it wasn't just the car.
Though apparently Val Kilmer says chicks dig the car.
Chicks do dig the car because it's the fucking Batmobile. If you had a Lewis mobile, I would be all over you. I mean, more than I already am. I mean, probably more than I already am.
And so, he goes into his whole, I'm not doing it because I choose to, it's because I have to thing.
Kike, with great power comes great responsibility.
This is true.
That's literally like the speech that he's
That's
giving
pretty
right
much
there.
He's fucking giving her a Spider-Man speech right now.
It really felt like it. It really felt like it. So...
Damn it, Batman. Stick to your own fucking universe.
So, then we start getting into like the main climax of this movie, which is about like 20 minutes of the movie. Mm-hmm. It's a big climax.
Which starts off with a nice parade, once again followed by Prince music.
Yeah.
So, I like that. So, money, 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 hubba, hubba, hubba. Who do you trust? Me? I'm giving away free money. And where is the Batman? He's at home, washing his tights.
But then we find out where Batman really is, and he's in the Batplane. Batplane?
The Batwing.
Batwing. Mm-hmm. He's... For a guy who doesn't kill people, he sure has a lot of weapons to kill people.
I'm going to take a quote from Kevin Smith in one of his podcasts on Fat Man on Batman. It's something that he did acknowledge, too, during this movie. It's like, guns killed my parents, so I've strapped many of them to the Batmobile and the Batwing. Vengeance is mine.
That's not... Batman, I'm glad to see you back, because I've got some questions. I've got some questions for you, Batman. Can we talk for a minute, or do you need to go wash your tights?
I'm Batman.
So this is where we get into the climax of the movie. Again, smokiness and fogginess and all kinds of smoke stuff happens all throughout this scene. If you just think back on it, you're going to remember that like 50% of this whole bunch of scenes that sit together all have smoke in them. Batman weirdly has a very specific set of weaponry.
Yeah, he's freaking got Gatling guns and missiles.
What I mean is that, like, when he grabs the balloons to steal them, he's got, like, this scissor thing on the front of it that's, like, literally designed to hold on to those exact sizes of ropes. For what reason exactly?
Because he's got all those wonderful toys.
I guess.
He stole my balloons. He stole my balloons! Why didn't anyone tell me he had one of those things?
Yeah. Why didn't anybody tell him that?
Bob Gunn.
Why'd he kill Bob, though?
Why did he kill Bob? Bob was the only one that was all for him. He was like, look, dude, I'm with you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Bob was all about his nuts.
Yeah, he kills Bob at the end.
Kills Bob. Terrible.
Bob, rest in peace.
Okay, so this is the part where he tries to kill the Joker.
Yeah.
He didn't have any problems killing anybody else when he made that explosion of the Axis Chemicals thing.
With the bombs that he had on the Batmobile.
Or dropping that one dude, which, I mean, that wasn't even his fault, but still. He killed a bunch of other people. Batman did. But he's got a problem killing the Joker.
Apparently the targeting cameras and system were off, even though the bullseye was right on him.
Yeah.
And he's shooting 4 fucking missiles and Gatling guns all the way down the street. He fucking had shooting lessons from the A-Team. Because he missed
He was a stormtrooper.
He missed every single shot.
Every shot. But then Vicky Vale shows up when he crashes his jet. Because that's the thing that happens.
Because the Joker has his one extendable fucking compensating gun and is able to go ahead and fire off a fucking aircraft fucking missile from it and blow off the whole a wing from the Batwing.
Vicky Vale shows up and then she gets kidnapped by the Joker again because the Joker being an insane person isn't enough reason to chase him down. We needed to add the damsel in distress thing. Okay.
Because we just need a damsel in distress.
And then there's that thing where he calls for the helicopter, and he says, make it 5 minutes, and then he's like, I better make it 10. Apparently, and we should have timed this, but it's a pretty well-known fact, I think, that from making that call, like when they enter the church to the helicopter actually showing up, is 10 minutes in real time. So that's cool. It's just a cool little, hey there.
That's a cool little thing, yeah. So Joker and Vicky make it all the way up these flights of stairs, and Batman stumbles his way in, and we only know this because he decides to hit a pew, which for some reason is close enough to all the other pews to make a domino effect happen in this abandoned church. So Joker knows that he's there. And when Joker and Vicky finally make it to the top, he uses his acid flower to melt off the hinges of the bell and watch it drop. But he's surprised that it dropped, like he didn't know that was going to happen.
What the hell was he keeping that acid in?
I wish I knew. I really do.
Because, I mean, all he needed to have happen is somebody to hit him on whatever's holding that acid, and he would have just burned to death.
Batman just needed to punch him right there in the chest, and then the acid would have just got straight through his clothing, through his chest, everything, and he would just be like, ah! End of the Joker.
And then, when the Batman gets up there, they have their confrontation and stuff. Where do those henchmen come from?
Those henchmen popped out of fucking nowhere.
I don't know where the hell they came from. I legitimately don't.
Because they couldn't have gone up the stairs because they were broken by the bell, and fucking Gordon ran over there with his little few squad of police. He pushed on the bell twice and was just like, okay, I give up. We can't get past this. Let's go ahead and stand outside and shine lights everywhere else.
So when they're outside, the question occurred to me, how did everybody know to go immediately to that church? Because they should have been responding to, what, a mild riot for that money? Or maybe a few people who are coughing because of the poison stuff. Maybe somebody might have died from it. Why did they go to the church?
That's true. All fucking EMS went straight towards the church. Not helping out anybody else in the city. The people have been, in a state of shock or probably near death or in death because of the Smilix gas, even though they now have antidotes to it. And so I'm still on the whole, why the hell is Vicky there? Because her portrayal is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
She starts off strong woman, damsel in distress, strong woman, and even here at the end, she sees fucking Batman lurking around the shadows while Joker's not paying attention. What does she now decide to do? She decides she's going to be a strong woman and use this to her advantage by trying to kiss on him and everything and make him, kind of throw him off by using her feminine wilds.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't.
And still at the end, she becomes a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And so after the weird henchman BS and even then another fucking Asian henchman flipping around and everything like that, Bruce finally confronts the Joker. Joker's all pissed and everything. He's like, you made me! When Bruce tells the Joker that he shot his parents, Joker says, I was a kid when I shot your parents.
That means that he knows when he shot his parents.
But even then, with the fucking arrest record and everything that Bruce went through to talk about Jack Napier, right, Joker in this one, he talked about how he's psychotic and he's anger and all that bullshit and everything.
Okay, but when he was looking at the arrest record, that's just the ones he got caught for.
Yeah.
He wasn't caught for Bruce Wayne's parents.
No.
Let's just throw that out there.
Yeah.
So that means that there are more crimes than what we know of through the arrest record.
But he's still accountable for many more crimes than what's in the file.
Yeah. So how does he know which crime he's talking about specifically from you killed my parents?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really give him any details. It's not like he sits there in 19 whatever fucking year it was, 33 or whatever.
Or whatever the fuck it is, and say, you killed fucking my parents on this day at this time while we were coming out of this place.
Yeah.
But that would mean that Joker knows who Batman is.
That means that the Joker knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne.
If he has this information, why hasn't he told anybody then?
Because, I mean, there's several times where the Joker is, like, does know who Bruce Wayne is.
Yeah.
And he doesn't because it's torture.
Joker knows who Bruce Wayne is. Yet the investigative journalists don't know who Bruce Wayne is.
That's true. All right, so then we get the crazy climax of the movie where he's going nuts. And, I mean, I'm not going to touch it because it's a great scene. I didn't have any questions in it. It's a great scene.
The only question I have is at the end of it when the Joker plummets to his death and everything, and we see his imprint cracked into the pavement. Why is he still in one piece, and why is there no blood coming out? So what are your favorite lines in this movie?
Mine should be pretty obvious, actually, because you do it to me all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm a number one guy. I love it. I love it so much. What's yours?
A couple of them that rank high, but I
Yeah.
think the best one I like is when he's dancing with Vicky in the freaking church. The thing, it's as though we were made for each other. Beauty and the Beast. Of course, if anyone else calls you Beast, I'll rip their lungs out.
Oh my God, you're so ridiculous. Guys, Lewis is like a hopeless romantic. There's the proof. Oh my God. This is such a good movie. There's so many one-liners in this. That's something that I miss really hardcore about older movies. It's like the number of one-liners that are in it.
There's a lot of one-liners in this movie.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount.
So,
of course, the one that trumps all of them every single time is just going to be, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. We had one night where we were talking about, I don't know, some Batman movie. And I swear we were doing that back and forth to each other for like 10 minutes. We were just going, I'm Batman.
Yes, we were.
We were sober. That was the best part. It's not like we'd been drinking or anything. We were just sitting there going, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. I'm a Mario.
I'm a Mario. Oh my God.
I'm Batman. I'm Mario.
Where can people find that? Because it's so funny. I want
And
you
how
guys.
it should have ended.
You guys need to go find that. Which episode is it? Do you remember?
It's one of those Super Cafe episodes.
I'll tweet it from our Twitter. Guys, find us on Twitter and follow us because we tweet all of the time. It's like once or 3 times a week, maybe.
Usually about 3 times a week.
We're really bad at social media. We're trying to get better, but we don't have anybody following us, so it's like, why bother? So you guys should follow us so that we can tell you guys stupid jokes and give you updates on what we're doing because it's fun.
Updates, give you some polls.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing polls on Twitter and pictures on Instagram, and
I'll start throwing out random movie quotes.
maybe we should get a Tumblr.
You're a Tumblr. Wait, no, Batman had a Tumblr.
Batman had a Tumblr.
Does it come in black? While I stroke this throttle lovingly.
Yeah.
I'm Christian Bale.
Lewis, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we are throwing it way back to Weird Science.
Weird science.
So y'all better get ready for some fun.
Guys, it's not just going to be the lovely voices of Lewis and Alicia, because obviously we have the best voices on radio. We got a good buddy who's going to be coming on for this nice little John Hughes classic. We're going to have John Hughes. But not that John Hughes. We got a friend whose name is John Hughes. Who is not a director.
We're going to be talking to John Hughes about a John Hughes film.
Yeah, and
about Weird Science.
And next week's episode's going to run a little bit long because Johnny Hughes is a very wordy kind of guy.
This man loves to talk more than we do.
It's amazing. He's always got so much to talk about. It's great.
It's going to be good old time with nice 80s style stuff and almost Kelly LeBrock boobs. Almost.
Not quite. Her hair, though. Hermione Granger's mom, I swear to God. Her hair is epic.
The main kids don't have a little sister. Where did they get the Barbie doll from?
Just think about that until next week.
I'll leave you with that opening question.